Hey there, friends. I hope you can get a good view of this engraving. It's called Ship Anchorage at Whampoa, China. I don't know how good the lighting is there, but it's a beautiful engraving, lots of high contrast, so hopefully you can see those ships there in the foreground. So this engraving is for essay number 126. And so we're just going through this beautiful book, this book called American Miscellany, published in 1865, and it's a collection of essays, and they're interesting, they're random, and sometimes the essays are just simply all about the engravings that are sprinkled throughout. So we're here on page 304 of our book of essays. This is essay number 126. The previous essay, 125, was just a kind of a long biography on Lindley Murray. But here we are, page 304. Let's go ahead and learn a little bit about Ship Anchorage at Whampoa. Essay number 126. The engraving gives a correct view of the island of Whampoa, lying in the Pearl River, about 12 miles east from Canton in China. At this place, the foreign vessels all anchor, and their loading is taken out by boats and carried to Canton, and their return cargo is brought down. At the bottom of our engraving is represented a part of Danes Island, which is a small rocky hill where sailors are buried who die at this port. The price for burial ground the price for burial ground here is $16 and 10 more for permission to erect a gravestone. West from Danes Island, at the left-hand corner of the engraving, is represented a port of French Island, on which are the tombs of many foreigners, residents, and captains. The price of land here is very high. Whampoa Island is long and narrow. The anchorage extends 2 or 3 miles in length, the American vessels generally occupying the higher berths, and the English the lower. The river varies from 50 to 100 rods wide and from 3 to 6 fathoms deep. The tide rises from 3 to 8 feet. The village on Whampoa Island consists several thousand inhabitants. At the west end of this island is a petty custom house or guardhouse, where all Chinese boats having anything to do with foreigners are obliged to stop and obtain a permit, called a chop, and the house is hence called a chop house. 3 pagodas are represented in our engraving. That on the left hand near the edge, the top of which only is visible, is called the halfway pagoda, it being halfway from the anchorage to Canton. It is much decayed. This is the one from which some American sailors, some years ago, in a frolic, took one of the small images which are kept in the first story, and on being discovered, they drowned the idol in the river, which cost the comprador and the others some hundreds of dollars. The large pagoda is called by foreigners the Whampoa Pagoda. It is built of brick, 9 stories high, amounting to from 200 to 220 feet. It is said to be in good repair. It is uninhabited, hollow, and octagonal. The date of its erection is said to be preserved within it, and to be about 400 years ago. The natives believe that, being very lofty, it has an influence on the air, and serves to avert storms and tempests. The other, on the right side, is a small and modern-built pagoda, 2 or 3 stories high, and was built, as is said, to commemorate their victory over the British Navy in 1808. From the anchorage at Whampoa to the sea is about 75 miles. Macau lies near the sea. Linton is an island in the river, halfway from Macau to Whampoa. Events within a few years past have opened several of the ports of China to the commerce of the world, and given a new impetus to trade with the Celestial Empire.